Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is December 26th. It is Sunday, 2021. So before I even start this video, I just want to say really quickly that I hope that everybody had a fantastic Christmas and hope you enjoyed your day and got to spend it with people you actually liked. So that's always a good thing too. All right. And before I get into the topic of this video, I do want to remind everybody that I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I would ask you to join me then. And thank you very much for doing so ahead of time. We'll have a good discussion, topic to be determined. Haven't figured out what exactly I'm going to talk about yet. And I know I'm going to show you up here, guys. I know it's shocking, especially because I am in New York. It is overcast. I know you're thinking, well, Ed, why isn't it just another beautiful sunny day in New York? Because we don't have those this time of year. Not very many. So, anyway, all right, let's get into the topic of this video. Should your past be held against you? Now, and the reason that I'm bringing up this topic, somebody sent me an article, and there is a convicted murderer that is going to be elected down in New York City. I know it's shocking, New York City. This gentleman did 5.5 years in prison. He said it was in self-defense. I guess he had gotten stabbed in the leg, and then he shot the person and killed him. You know what? I'll be 100% honest with you. Absolutely something that I could see happen. Things happen, okay? But should that be held against him for the rest of his life? Especially if he's acting in self-defense. They still don't like it when you kill somebody, and not even just that. But anyway, so this gentleman is looking to become, I guess, the first convicted murderer to be elected to an office, okay? And it looks like it's a shoo-in because it's a Democratic area and he's a Democratic candidate, so it looks like it's pretty much a done deal, okay? My thing, okay, and this is the way I look at it, guys, and I have a checkered past. I was no angel growing up. I did a lot of stupid things. Stop. I know. I see you. You're okay. You're okay. I'm going to have to walk to the other side here, otherwise she's just going to whine. I've done things that I'm not proud of and those type of things, but I don't think what you've done in your youth and in stupidity should be held against you for the rest of your life. That's my opinion. Now, of course, it would absolutely depend on the circumstances of the crime. And so what do I mean by that? If somebody is a rapist, obviously that's a whole different kettle of fish. There's a couple of categories, pedophilia, that's another kettle of fish as well. So those ones, yeah, I'm going to hold that against you, because that's violence against women and children, and depending on if there was domestic violence involved and how severe the domestic violence was, saying somebody grabbed me and you have a grab mark on your arm, I can see that being harassment and stuff like that, but I don't necessarily see that as, like a major. If the guy beat the crap out of somebody, his partner, that's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? So there's definitely has to be levels of things that can be held against you. But if you did some petty crimes, if you did, little bit of selling pot or whatever the case may be back in the day, and then you got caught and you ended up having a conviction, you pled it out, you had a conviction, and let's say you haven't had anything else happen in the next 20 years. Should that be held against that person? Should they be like, well, 20 years ago that person did this, and so that makes them a bad person? No, it doesn't. What it makes them is, especially if they haven't been in trouble since then, what that makes them is a person that learned their lesson, turned their life around, and ended up being a decent person. It happens, folks. It happens all the time. I mean, I know people that have gone to prison, for extended periods of time. They come out of prison and they're like, I ain't never going back. And so they, they have, things that have happened to them, and they got caught. They did their time. I don't believe that, certain things should be held against somebody forever and ever and ever. Manslaughter, it's, like I said, it depends on the circumstances. Like I said, if you're sitting in a bar and somebody comes up and starts acting like a jerk and they attack you, I think you have the right to defend yourself. That's just kind of me. But, and unfortunately, sometimes in that case of defending yourself, somebody will die. That happens. That happens a lot, believe it or not. And, I don't think that because of one situation. Now, I guess this guy that is running down in New York City, I guess he had, previous to that, he had a conviction for selling crack in like '88. Okay, so I don't know when he went to prison. I don't know how long he's been out of prison. I didn't see that, but from all avenues, it looks like he's turned his life around and he's been doing the right thing ever since. Things happen, circumstances happen. Now again, it would absolutely, in my opinion, and I'm giving you my opinion, and I definitely want to hear your guys' opinion on this topic. I really do, because I think it's important. Depending on the circumstances of the situation, I think everything has to be a case-by-case basis, and you can accidentally kill somebody without any kind of intent. That happens too. That happens all the time as well. So those are things that people need to really take into consideration when, there's an old saying, and I like this saying. It says, people that live in glass houses should not throw stones. And I think that's a really good saying, because none of us are perfect. Everybody has a past. Everybody has done things. Does that mean that we would do those things again? No, it doesn't. But, that's life. Unfortunately, things are going to happen. And so I'm a big believer in second chances. You have to prove yourself, obviously. You don't just get to come out of prison and everybody go, okay, you got a clean slate, and there you go. You're going to need to have time to see where things are and see what's going on and those type of things. So those are things that I think are fascinating. What am I hearing? Sounds like a truck up in back behind in Greg's property. Sounds like a truck. It doesn't sound like a four-wheeler. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just like, because you don't generally hear stuff up there. His son sometimes does four-wheeling and stuff like that, but that's pretty much it. So anyway, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on this topic. I would like to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think that because somebody may have a checkered past, should that be something that's held against them forever? Or if, enough time, and who knows, who's to determine what that length of time would be, that's got to be a four-wheeler. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But anyway, very distracting, sorry. But again, I think it would be individual by individual circumstances of a thing. But I believe also that if you have done your time for a crime you committed, I don't think it should be held against you forever and ever and ever, especially if you're not out committing more crimes. Now, there's people out there, folks, and we all know plenty of them. They got a rap sheet a mile long. They're in and out of prison their entire lives. That's a different story. Those type of people are never going to learn. They're going to continue to be scumbags. That's just the way it is, okay? And, it's just, you just have to be, hopefully you learn from your lessons that happen. And I know from personal experience, jail is not any fun. it's not a fun place to be. After, I had made like I said, some mistakes when I was younger, and I didn't do a whole lot of time. I will tell you that right now. I was in a county jail, but it was enough. And I was like, yeah, I'm never coming back to this. And I never really have been. I mean, I've had problems here and there, and but nothing major, nothing major where they were like, all right, well, we're locking you up now, and we'll see you in the morning. Nothing like that. But like I said, we all go through things happen. But I don't believe that something should be held against somebody forever and ever and ever, especially after a certain amount of time has gone by and they've straightened themselves out and they're doing the right things. I know guys that have done, like I said, prison time, got out. They're running their own businesses. They're doing that because generally a lot of times that's what they have to do. Because that's going to be held against them. Once they go and apply for a job, it asks you on your application, have you ever been convicted of a crime? And if so, what was it? You have to write it all out, okay? What your crimes were that you did, and and then they're looking at and a lot of times they're looking at how long ago was it, okay? Every job application, I have misdemeanor convictions on my record. I will tell you that. Not a big deal. Things happen. Some people needed to have an attitude readjustment back in the day, and they got it. So as a result, I definitely have, misdemeanor convictions on my record. But, when I when I finished nursing school and, and then was working as a nurse, they would be like, oh, well, that was that long ago? Oh, we're not worried about that. What they're looking for a lot of times is the distance. How long it's been since you got in trouble? What happened? What were the circumstances of it? And if you explain it to them, a lot of times they go, oh, okay, But again, the more distance, more time you can put between that, the better. But like I said, again, there's a lot of people that have come out and they're working for themselves, and that's what they're doing, and that's how they're surviving now. And as long as, like I said, they're not going back to jail, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's not for I like I said, I'm looking at it maybe through a different lens than some people. But and again, as I said very early in this video, it would absolutely depend on the nature of the crime, and what they were convicted of and what they did. I mean, if they were beating up their kid, to the point where the child was hospitalized, you're not forgivable, in my opinion. So again, it really depends on the circumstances. So, but anyway, really quickly, I want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community over there, which is a resource that we set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. Also, it is free to join. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. Secondly, we have the Forefathers, which is a CBD and hemp store. If you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you will see the Forefathers logo. You click on that, it will take you to their website. Once you're there, if you decide to that wind is blowing today, so it really sucks. If you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, when you check out, make sure you hit the discount code, or use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and that's the number 1, not O-N-E. You'll save yourself 15% on your purchase over there. Lastly, excuse me. Lastly, we have the Legacy freeze-dried foods. So again, if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it will drop down, you will see Legacy foods. Once you see the Legacy foods, you click on that, it will take you to the store within the website. What you see there is available is what we have. GMO free, it is vegetarian, but there are beef and chicken options available separately. Also, it is the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies, so I would encourage you to take advantage of that as well. What else? Made in the United States. It's just, but again, it's a good thing to have. Long-term food storage is a good thing to have. Whatever you're using is your own thing, and that's great. If you don't like the Legacy and you want to use Mountain House, knock yourself out. As long as you are adding to your preps, I think that that's a good thing. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here for now. I do want to hear your feedback on this topic because I think it's important. Remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, and a lot of times people, I think they lose sight of that. They really, really do. But that is because the propaganda machine is always trying to pit us against each other. And when I say the propaganda machine, I mean the news media outlets. You look at it all the time. They have an agenda, they push that agenda. Not good. Instead of trying to divide us, they should be trying to bring us together. Secondly, remember, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity. I hope you all have a great day. Be kind to each other. Enjoy the rest of this year. There's not much of it left. And I will see you all tonight. And there's Miss Molly waiting for me on the steps. I'll see you all tonight. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.